music guy was super creepy.
Elegon is a fight which goes through 3 different phases in a row, and you will likely have to repeat those 3 phases 3 times each until the boss is dead. Phase 1 has some similarities to prior bosses like Cindergrosa, where as a raider is within this green center region, you slowly build up debuffs on your character, which you must leave the green region outside of the ring to break line of sight with the boss and therefore reset your stacks, and then you can come back in. So constantly throughout the whole phase 1, you have to self-manage your stacks, typically about 10 stacks and you're out. And this is for all rules. While this is happening, there's a tank rotation swap. A tank will take a breath, swap, and typically start resetting their stacks when they're not currently the active tank, and you swap, very much like Cindergrosa. The true test of phase 1 is the ad management mechanic. An elemental will spawn every 35 seconds, which the off tank or a third tank will have to pick up and bring just inside that outer line of sight ring. The raiders will have to take this mob down to 25% health left, and then on a rotation of teams, a team will go with the tank outside of the line of sight, kill the final 25% on this ad as quickly as possible, and then pop defensives and absorb the explosion it has. And then once the explosion is absorbed, you can re-enter the ring and the process repeats. Phase 2 is an interesting, somewhat transitional build-up phase where at certain health points on Elegon, the boss will become unattackable, and generators will spawn in 6 different positions around the inner circle. We'll have pre-assigned positions for each raider, and it's your job to kill a little energy ball that spawns in the middle before it touches the generator which you're assigned to. The more rounds of energy balls that we successfully kill before it touches a single generator, the more buffed we as a raid get. And so it's very important that we time these waves of energy kills as long as possible to extend and buff us as much as possible for the rest of the fight. However, once the first energy ball touches a generator, the boss starts to transition into what's called phase 3. The ground below us will eventually disappear, so you have to quickly get on the outer ring or the outside of the map before the ground goes away. We're going to have a very consistent assignment system where the lane that you were assigned for phase 2 will suggest where you're supposed to be for the outside of phase 3. So the numbers we see here are somewhat consistent. And it is the job of the raiders to kill the generators from the outside in, which will thereby break the energy walls and allow the raid to collect together and kill off the ads which will be spawning and collected by tanks in the same time period. And so we'll have these assignments ready to go, and you just have to go to your wall, kill the generator, and then help kill the remaining generators towards the stack position, kill the ads, and then the final phase will have completed, and it'll start over with a buffed raid against phase 1 again, and this repeats continuously until the boss is dead.